morning, everyone.
Hey, good morning, Gilles. How are you?
Very good, thank you. How about yourself?
Yeah, all is good.
Yeah, good.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How's it going, Joseph?
Yeah, good. How are you?
You good? Just reached my trading station. It's been busy last couple of weeks with work.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah, let's see what's going on in the market.
Yes. Looking like an inside day so far.
Yeah, I'm not liking anything I see.
Yeah. I took a long on M2K. That's doing okay for now.
I'm okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's looking good.
Yeah, I've got sell order around 2778. We'll see if it can get there.
Good luck with that one. Man. Wait for a
Yeah,
pullback.
thanks. I think we're kind of at yesterday's high New York session, so there's a bit of resistance here, but we'll see what happens, whether we can push through at the open or not. You got anything?
No, I'm looking at gold. It's changing. It seems like it broke down the 493 for 44.95. I'll wait for a retest because these moves lately, I don't know. Maybe I'll wait also for a pullback retest, the last breakout on the MEES, and I'll join you.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
I think gold has already broken yesterday's low, and now we're back at the high end of the range. It's all a bit too pretty right now for me. Like, it's all like sort of just wedging into a tight corner. I want to see something break.
Yeah, I totally with you on this one. Something need to break, I think, some news or something.
Yeah, we just got a drop on the M2K. It's not the direction I was hoping for, but there you go.
Yeah, so on M2K, or sorry, MNQ, we've just been climbing up in pre-market, reached this area of resistance and this higher time frame level that I had on here, and just rejected it pre-market. I'd like to see what happens in the first little while here. As far as what the market is expecting, we are waiting for earnings. I think the NVIDIA earnings are going to be very interesting after the close today. So stock futures rise, chip maker, we're waiting for NVIDIA earnings. That's what we're saying over here as well. And then we had earnings this morning, Lowe's, Target. SpaceX IPO. They could be releasing their filing today. And FOMC minutes are going to be released at 2 p.m. today. So that might be a market mover as well. So I'm absolutely waiting for the first half hour to close to see direction. Close that. MES, that's the wrong screen. Yes. There we go. Close that. So again, MES has just been climbing, rejected the highs of yesterday, selling off from there. Let's see what happens. Do we find support anywhere around here? This would have been a level right here. Right around this area. Could have been an area of was an area of resistance pre-market again this morning, but then punched out of it. This was a nice break and retest. Broke out, came down, retested that level. Zoom into, let's say, a 2-minute. Enter on the break of a bullish candle. Here's one right here. Stop below the wick. Aim for whatever target. So, right. So that was a really nice break and retest here. And curious to see what it does at this level now. Does it hold as support? It's closed under, at least on the 2-minute. What does the 5-minute look like? Yeah, very wicky. So definitely an area of interest right here. But this break and retest was really nice here. Right, area of resistance. I'm looking at the 5-minute, but it would be the same on the 15. Right, you look at the 15. That was the high of post-market yesterday, pre-market, I guess, after the reopen at 6 p.m. So this was at 7:30 p.m. Was resistance, and then again resistance this morning. But then it punched out with gusto. That's what I want to see for a breakout. I don't want to see a very big, strong, bullish candle, and this is it. Came down, retested it. That's where I like to zoom in. Maybe the 2-minute, maybe the 1-minute. Right? The 1-minute, basically the same entry. I enter on a strong 1-minute candle or 2-minute. I don't usually trade the one, so that's where it would have been right there. Stop underneath the level. And to the top, that would have been 3.5. Up to this top would have been 4.75 before coming down and stopping out at this moment. Yeah, so it seems to be breaking down from that level now. And if I'm waiting for the retest, I don't know. It's going quite a ways right now. This put in a kangaroo tail at the top right before the open, 8:30 this morning. This kangaroo, it's not a perfect kangaroo tail, but because it closed green, but it definitely is a liquidity sweep above here. If you look to the left, it is just above the high yesterday. So it was swept up there and is selling off from there. Yeah, no, that's a big pullback. I don't know if anything else is. Gold has been very mellow this morning. This area would be very interesting. I'm going to set an alert here to see what it does at the highs here. ARM, if anybody trades that, all-time high. DJT, 52-week low again. I don't know if anybody trades that. Am I wrong?
There's like a bit of a fake sell-off this morning.
DJT. There we go. Yeah. There's not much trading of this going on, but I just got an alert that this was the all-time low, 791. So don't know if anybody's interested in that. Trump Media and Technology Group. Yeah, bit of a pullback. It was very strong this morning, so I cannot imagine that this is just going to start dumping.
There we go.
What are you looking at, Hamza?
I bought that dip on the MTK and I sold it as well.
There you go. M2K. I also had a level here. Right, this, if I put this here, this also broke. I don't like the retest to be this low, but it did come and retest this prior high here and then took off. I don't know if that's around the area you got in, Hamza, but that was a nice move up.
So this entry that I just did now, that was just a scalp. My initial entry was, let's see, $27.60.
Nice. Yeah, right at this level here, 27.60.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd get it to 27.78. That was sort of like the last area of heavy trading volume, but it didn't. It stopped me out at 27.65.
In profit though, right?
Yeah, I trailed the stop. Once it got to 27.70, I didn't want to sort of give it all back.
Yeah, no, good idea. Good. It's a good idea to share it too. To share that, once you're in profit over here, especially this gave a couple entries, right? So if this is your area of resistance from the morning, and then we punch out of it, came and retested. So some people might consider this one as the actual breakout, but fair value gap over here. Then we broke out again, then retested again, but getting up to yesterday's high, right, would be either an area to partial or, like you said, start putting in a trailing stop on there, because this is the volatility of the open. That's why.
Yeah, it's if you're holding a position into the open, like, because the overnight, the candles, they're fairly small, so it could take hours for you to grind up and get a profit, and then just one big wick down in the first minutes, and
you get a candle like this, and it's all gone.
Yeah.
So ARM is definitely in play here. ARM, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know if anybody trades this. I remember the IPO of this just a few years back. IPO'd at 45, if my memory serves me. 55. So just 55, never came back down. So from the IPO week, this is something that I spoke about in my business class. From the IPO week, once we started making new highs here, this was a massive mover, and it's just making new highs again, close to 250. So that's it's a chip maker, I believe, or they have something to do with AI, and this was a lot of the AI hype here in 23.
I think they are the chip designer. They're the sort of innovators, so they make advancements for other firms.
Okay, thanks for sharing. I knew it had something to do with technology and chips, but I haven't traded or invested in this. But anything. But it's, I mean, look at the volatility of it. I mean, if you had bought the IPO, you probably would have taken profit before here. That's what. And if you had invested and you were still invested over here, would you not take profit on this massive drop here? I doubt that there's a lot of initial investors, unless they're large firms and they're in there for a long time, that are still in it.
I took a short also on gold. It failed to hold. Didn't give the pullback I was looking for, but
Pullback? Is that what you mean? Pull back up to the highs?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I set an alert there. Sorry. Keep going, Tarek.
But the same thing happened yesterday, so maybe I'm trading it that because yesterday I was looking for a pullback. It didn't give that, and after that, it did the move.
Yeah.
But I just need to be very careful with it.
Yeah, you're coming into yesterday's close as well.
Yeah.
Here.
I think oil could be interesting today. It had a bit of a inside bar yesterday, so
Can you repeat the name?
oil, NCL.
Oil.
Yeah.
Thank you. Get rid of these drawings here. Yeah, yesterday was. Yeah, this is almost going up to previous day's highs, pull back, then back up to the top. I mean, but shorting from here, that's a nice move down. MNQ, yeah, look at these. These are untradeable in the first little bit. I do absolutely want to know what happens if and when we get back to the highs here. So this could absolutely be a punch out break of this zone here and the possible retest, or we could reject this area like we did over here. Right, and yesterday could not get above this area. Now we've chopped in this area. I'd be very curious to see what happens up top here.
Wow, look at that 30-minute candle on the M2K.
M2K. Yeah, that is.
And my initial target
Yeah,
has just been smoked.
it's that initial, that 930 candle. Right?
Yeah, it's unbearable volatility.
Yeah, it's and that's
okay. I mean, it's not like it's particularly bullish anyway. So
I don't know. That's a big fair value gap over here. So it's definitely breaking out of this area here. So if it were to come back down to this level, as long as it doesn't just.
I want to see it just accelerate higher so I can potentially find a shorting opportunity. Because, I mean, right now, in the last sort of 2 weeks, it's mostly been paying the short side.
Yeah. Here's my alert on MNQ. We are reaching the highs. These wicks are, sorry, these candles are way too big for me to do anything right now.
Yeah, I was thinking about the same. I was long biased, but I couldn't buy anything on it.
Very rarely you can. The opening 30 minutes.
MNQ. So is it a sweep or is it actual strength? Yeah, look at this for an anomaly. That first green candle, CVD, very, very green. Massive red candle, tiny little red candle. So this was almost showing that this red candle was the fake move. Right? That's what I'm starting to get out of the way that this CVD is printed. And now breaking out, but barely moving on the CVD candles. I'm very tempted to short the top here. You know, that's in my old scalping days.
I'd be looking closer to 29,300 maybe, or 250 and above on the M&Q.
Yeah, the CBD is really coming down now.
These are opening candles. They're like pattern destroyers.
Yeah.
So whatever sort of you had in your mind about how this was going to go, you just have to completely
do the opposite.
Well, you have to reassess, because it sort of breaks whatever patterns had been forming before.
Yeah.
So now it's just a waiting game to see how the new auction plays out, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see what happens at this. This is what I was saying. I want to see what happens at this level. Right now, we just, you know, spiked up, couldn't find buyers, or for whatever reason, massive sellers. What does it do over here? Right? Not in a hurry. It's 9:50. I like the first half hour.
Yeah, the best trades happen after the volatility typically compresses for a bit. So
this is where, you know, people get wicked out, and, you know, to try to trade these candles. There's no way. Hey, trust me, I've done it many times. Let's go to Amazon. Yeah, this is an Amazon liquidity sweep possible here, especially under R3. This could be a short here. Incredibly difficult to put a stop on this, right? But if you put your stop just above the wicks, right, enter on the break of a new low, and stop just above the wicks here. So if it goes above the wicks here, I'd consider myself wrong, and then aim for 3. So let's see what would have happened here. This is the Kangaroo Tail, but as far as putting a stop above the wick, this is the conservative stop over here. You know, it's way too big. So even above yesterday's high here would probably be a little bit more safe. Starting to buy a little bit, very low volume. Yeah, we'll see. Definitely room to the left, right? Could not find buyers in this area yesterday. So let's leave the stop right above the wicks here. We'll see. I mean, would it have been worth it to try to take this in a lower range? if we open below R3, it could potentially be a short from R3 to S3. Right? This could potentially be the target here. Don't like that it went above R3 and closed above R3. But for the time being, let's just leave this here and look into it later. MNQ, still very wicky, directionless. How's Tarek short? So far, so good. All right, we're not making new highs.
Yeah, I don't like it that much.
It's taking a while. Gotta, right, chopping around over here. There's a battle. I like the 5-minute fair value gaps that have printed. Right, this area over here, very tiny little imbalance over here. Could potentially be a target. Yesterday's low over here. I'd put another target there. Yeah, wow, look at these wicks. I would not want to be in a position in MNQ right now, unless it's very higher time frame, right? And your entries way at the tops. Not the way that I like to trade. CVD's definitely selling, right? Printing another fair value gap, 955. At this point, I'd probably be starting a fib at the tops here and see if we can retrace down. But with these very big candles right now, that's a no-go for me. MES, very similar price action. MGC, gonna make a new low, break the low a day. Low a day since the open, I should say. MCL, bit of a double bottom. And then we're buying from there. M2K, struggling at the tops. MYM. Yeah, nope. Silver.
It's a big market, honestly.
Hmm.
560. 4560. I like gold just because it's not as wicky as everything else. It definitely looks like it's weak. Could
Yeah,
not.
I got out of the position when it came back to the low. It's just taking too long, and the CVD like it's not acting consistently. Like this weakness, and it's just at the zero. I don't know. Yeah, it broke down now.
If we can find some buyers over here, we might be reloading in this area. Right, selling off, starting the fib at the top of where we started selling off. Yeah, might be coming back in here. That's what I'm going to look at. I'm going to set an alert here to look at it. I'm not going to put a limit order. Here we go. It is 10 o'clock or a few seconds away. Start looking for things to calm down and a direction to be decided on.
Most of the time these days, the first hour, 2 hour of the New York session is just a waste of time.
Yeah, I agree. MNQ, somebody's asking, MNQ R3 short a good idea. I don't know if it's a good idea. It depends on your trade book. I will, however, put the levels here. See, I don't have the DOS levels. I only have these levels right now. And we are in a lower range. But if we follow Camarilla system general guidelines in a lower range, you want it to open under R3, right? And you want the R3 to be resistance. So unless your levels are at a different area than where these are, the R4 might be a good selling range.
The price action right now is insane. I just don't know how you even take an entry on that.
There's no way. Yeah, no, it's not, it's directionless, right? It's just chopping top to bottom right now in this range right here. Where was it that I had? MES.
We've been consolidating under 2,900 for the last two New York trading sessions. And then above, I'd say the closest area of real volume was around 29,300. So you're kind of trapped right now in between a range.
Yeah.
I think it was a nice long on the failed breakdown and retest during the overnight session.
On MNQ?
Yeah, because yesterday it broke the lows and then it came back and retested those lows.
Yeah.
If you were awake for it, then that would have been a good one.
Yeah.
I'm trying to short here on the MNQ. On the 30 minutes, it failed to go higher, and the CBD on the 30 minutes was significantly lower. It's showing that sellers are coming in. And on the 2 minutes, it started to hold below the moving averages and smaller candles that can give me, like, I can manage risk on this one with a 40 points, with a 40 points wide stop.
20, 60. All right, well, good luck. Thanks for sharing. AMD. So this trade here is taking forever. Let's break down. I like these, the Kangaroo Tails. I like them to happen quickly, or at least to show that we're actually selling. And at this point, we're not. So I would probably be cutting this. Where is price right now? Price is here. Yeah, I'd probably be bringing my stop just above here, just cutting the risk. Right? When you see selling pressure like this, you want it to happen somewhat quickly. It doesn't have to happen in the first 5 minutes, but it's been 15. So yeah, I'm not liking this. And then somebody's saying something about AMD. Break and retest. Let's see. Broke this level here. Zoom into this level here. Oh, maybe not that much. So there's the break. Zoom in. That's the level right here. Right. This is an indecision candle. I don't see. That's not a strong bullish candle. This one is somewhat bullish. Yeah, on the 5 minute, it's quite the break of the level, right? So especially if we take this as a level here. It broke. Then there's a retest. I guess there's an entry somewhere. But these are big, long wicks and long candles. So over here, what's gold doing? Gold making new lows.
Yeah, I went out too early.
Yeah.
I gave up on it.
Yeah. If it gave you a signal, then right, these candles here are wicking to the top. This one's scary. Oops. This candle right here, I'm on the 5 minutes. So this candle right here is bullish. So on a new high here, but we wicked up and could not make new highs, right? And then it closed bearish and then made a new low. And even at the break of the low of RTH, has not made a new high. Sorry. So yeah, you got to do what's comfortable. Right? I keep moving my fib down to see if it's going to come back in this area. I'm going to move my alert over here. At a certain point, if it comes down too much, the golden zone will be too wide, and I won't take it. MNQ, like, look at this. This is going to break in one direction or the other. I know that's not the most the
requested response.
Mind-blowing, yeah, but it's
that is the most accurate thing to say.
yeah. I know I sound like an expert, don't I?
Who knows? It's going up or down.
Yeah, but can you tell why I'm saying that? It definitely looks like we're putting in higher lows, like this. And similarly on the other side, like this. Right. So that's why I say that. It's that, you know, what one of these sides is going to break shortly. So not trading advice, just, you know, an observation that we're making new highs and new lows. Right? Lower highs and higher lows. I don't necessarily trade these trend lines here, but I know a lot of people do. Personally, I prefer to see it go up and reject these highs again, because that would be like a triple top. Right? That was a top. That was a top. It did come from a lower area. Right? Having a hard time making it through and finding buyers above a level. So be interesting. I'll leave these here for now. Anybody else see anything? Except for MGC going down. I wish I had taken a short from the top. MES, similar. Obviously not accurate, but this gives a general idea. Which way is it going to break, guys?
Let's take some bets. Since we're not trading, let's play poly markets.
Yeah, it's if you look at the most recent price action, we're selling, right? We're putting in bearish fair value gaps, but we are coming into some bullish fair value gaps. And right here was a level. Right? Let's add a line here. So right here was resistance at 2220. Then we came out, broke out. This is that break and retest area I was talking about earlier, I think. Or was it this one? No, it was this one I was talking about earlier. But this was one that happened earlier, right? A little bit of a break, not with a lot of momentum. So I don't like this break and retest. Hopefully you can see the difference. There's a lot of lines over here. Let's get rid of some of them. Get rid of that one. So this break is not with a lot of momentum. But this one is. Right? This level here, that's a lot of momentum. And then a retest, and then poof, next level up. So this level right here is its support. We're approaching the low of that opening candle or second opening candle wick over here. And this PDC on this one is, this one's working, or is it? Yeah, right around here was PDC from RTH yesterday. So I can expect something to happen around here as well. MNQ. We're breaking out. Is it a fake breakout? Don't know. Not liking this. ARM just keeps on moving up. I don't know if it was on you. Malaysian chip design firm Sky Chip surges in trading debut. ARM falls on reported U.S. antitrust. ARM falls. Ready? don't know where they wrote that article, but AMD. Was it Amazon that I had that Kangaroo Tail on the 5? Yes, it was.
I'm thinking if oil goes straight to around 103.40s or 50s, that sort of area, it might open up a short opportunity.
This was resistance this morning, then here, then we swept up here. So probably got some stops from whoever was short right here. Did not take out the liquidity above this area right here. And you're saying 103 what? Sorry?
40s or 50s.
Yeah, this area right here.
Yeah. Depending on how it gets there. If it spends a lot of time down here consolidating and then moves up, then it won't be as interesting to me. So it just depends which one it does first. If it starts going straight up, potentially a short, or if it comes back down towards the low, and then starts building volume, then probably not as interesting.
Yeah, that's quite the drop right now, but I mean, it's putting in these massive candles that make it difficult to trade.
It seems like news or something.
Oil does this all the time recently because everybody's hedging oil all the time. Just it's very manipulative price action.
Yeah, I didn't know if something was put out on Truth Social. MEES at the engulfing.
It did a similar candle at 8 a.m. and that got bought back up. So we'll see what happens.
I got into a short MEES at the engulfing. Engulfing on what time frame? Five-minute. A minute. Over here. Yeah, it's. Yeah, good luck. It's just for my liking, this is don't like. See, broke down, came back up, closing above. Probably going to do the same thing on the other side.
Oh, something's definitely happening on oil.
Yeah, MNQ gold are buying really strong.
Yeah, the reverse correlation. Look at oil going down.
Yeah.
You and MEES screaming up. So I don't know if there's news. Let's look at.
Yeah, there's definitely something happening.
Yeah.
I think we solved all of the.
There you go. So at 10:16, next round of negotiations will be held in Islamabad. Pakistani army leader may visit Iran tomorrow to announce the final version of the agreement.
Yeah, that's 10 days away, I think. So.
Sorry?
I think that's 10 days away.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So definitely something going on with the Iran conflict, which is going to drop oil.
Yeah, makes sense.
It's getting that news, as it happens. I don't trade it like that, and I think on prop.
Oh no, you need it before it happens.
Yeah, or if as we were looking at this, right? And we were saying it's rejecting over here. Had we known that that news is coming out, then this would be, you're not just trading the news, you're trading the fact that it's rejecting over here. And this would be a good place to short. But just trading the news, I have never had any luck doing that. But trading the pattern, I mean, it was going up, could not make a new high, It wicked up. It looked like it was just taking the stops out around here. And I was hoping actually for a kangaroo tail, so a candle that just closed right around here and then to short the next move down. But it didn't happen. And let's get rid of these things. See, this is on news. This is spiking up, but having difficulty making new highs. So this might be weak.
I think the initial reactions can be impulsive, especially when it's geopolitical events, and then the market auction typically just takes back over and continues doing what it was doing before.
Yep. Yeah, good point.
So it's more the reaction to the news. So let's say you've had this big candle and now you want to see what happens in the next 2 to 3 hours. Do we digest? Do we like these new lower prices on oil, or do they start bidding it back up?
I don't know. If I was short over here, I would have taken profit a long time ago. Is it affecting anything else? It's nice to, yeah, it's nice to see what correlates.
Well, it's pushing the MNQ and the M2K and these things into sort of, I'd say, stronger resistance areas. So
Yeah.
Sorry, I've got a call.
Yeah. Yeah, M2K is definitely at an area that it had trouble getting above yesterday pre-market. It wicked up above it and still seems strong, right? For it to be a liquidity sweep, you want to see something like this. You want to see it get up there and then pull back right away. And on M2K, we saw the pullback, but then we opened the next candle and no wick to the bottom. So this is showing that the buyers are in control for the moment. Don't know what's going to happen at the top here. Will we wick up a tiny bit again and reject again? I don't know. It looks strong to me. MNQ, similar situation. It wicked up, then closed, and the next candle over here is strong, right? It wicked down 1 tick or 2 ticks and then is making new highs again. MES, same thing. All right, we wicked up, pull back, close this candle. Next one opened, 0 wick to the bottom and just making new highs. So this is definitely not, at the moment, a short signal for the way that I trade. CVD is confirming. That's a lot of buying here. Kyle, I just saw your message here. Short MES. You had said MES on the 5-minute, the engulfing short over here. The way that I trade is depending, mostly what I do right now is 3 to 1. So depending where my entry is, it's hard to say on this because I wouldn't have taken this, but let's say from the top, say you figure that there's selling pressure at the top. So you put in, here, let's go with this candle right here. Right, this candle right here seems to be rejecting, right? So if I hadn't gotten in on a new low, my stop would be, because it's such a big candle, my stop would be 50% of the candle. So let's go over here. Probably would have been stopped out here. But then I look at something like this. I look at 3R, but 3 is down here and it's below PDC. So I probably wouldn't take this trade because there's not enough room. There's not enough RVR room for me to make 3 to 1. Right, so that's how I manage these trades. All right now we seem to be rejecting the tops again. So again, this would be possibly a short right here. I do not like shorting into this massive fair value gap. But let's say I put the stop above the wick because conservatively, that's where I would be proven wrong if we make new highs. And I'd be looking to make 3R. Well, 3R is down here, down past this possible area of support, PDC is a very strong area of support. So again, I would not be shorting here. There's not enough RVR. If it put in a really tight candle a little bit later on that rejected the tops again and gives you a tighter stop, then, you know, I want to be able to see. I'm just going to draw it, but I want to be able to see a reasonable chance to make 3R before hitting what could be massive support. Right, so right here, I wouldn't be shorting this.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's look at the long. Good morning. I don't know who that was.
Yeah, it's Tony here. I just got here.
How are
What
you?
did I miss?
Good evening, I should say, or is it? No, it's afternoon for you guys.
I know
right?
it's afternoon. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's only afternoon.
Evening for our friends in Dubai. Afternoon
Yes,
for our friends in Europe. And very early morning for our friends on the West Coast.
All right.
Yeah.
How is your day going?
Good. I haven't done anything. It's been very, very choppy price action here. Very difficult to trade. I mean, you look at MNQ here, especially when I had my candles like this, right? When you look at it like that, like, oh my God, look at those wicks. But reasonably stretched. It's just been in this range, right? Overlapping candles, resistance area here of prior areas of resistance. We put in, and we wicked into it. And then there was news, positive news came out of possibility Pakistani army leader may visit Iran tomorrow to announce the final version of an agreement. So what's going on with the S&P going up, crude oil going down. So that was news on this candle right here. But at this point right now, I see nothing. And I was just talking about RVR. So with these long candles and long wicks, very difficult to have positive RVR. Right? But for the long, let's say this were to break out. Right? Well, you look to the left, and the next area of possible resistance is way up here. Right? So, or maybe over here, maybe right here. Right? This would possibly be an area of resistance. Right? So, you got to put these levels on. I don't always put them on. I look left and I see where they are. Don't like having too many drawings on them. But if this breaks out and shows that this is actual support now, which it hasn't, then to the long side, there might be less roadblocks. And we were looking at MES. MES had more. Right? MES had a breakout area this morning here. This was a really nice break and retest over here on MES. A little bit too early for me, 5:10 in the morning. You know, for those of you in the right time zone, this is a really nice pattern. Right? We see that this was an area of resistance here. We were selling from here. Let me get rid of this. And then we chopped around, consolidated, and then broke out. I don't know what's going on with my drawings there. Broke out of the area, came down and retested, and long.
I'm going to do something else for a few hours.
Sorry, what did you say, Hamza?
I'm just going to go do something else for a few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing on.
Yeah, no, that's probably a good idea. I'm going to do the same. It's 10:30 anyway. I might set some alerts, right? If we make it up around this area here on MES, sorry, this would be an interesting area to watch because it's a possible resistance area. Could break out of here, but like you said, in the next couple hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that gold. This is a liquidity sweep. When you can catch a candle that does this, it would have been great if it had closed right here. This would have been a really nice kangaroo tail long. But yeah, it swept down and then just started buying. But this was on that news, so gold was moving as well. So anyway, if there are no other questions or comments, I'm going to walk away. The room remains open. So over.
Can I ask something, Jill? Looking at the 5 minutes on the MNQ.
MNQ 5 minutes. Yes.
If we took the high of the wicks to the low of the wicks, the previous move, would that be your setup for the
golden zone?
The golden zone, yes.
Yeah. For the golden zone to be a setup, I need to see an obvious impulse move. So, and I don't see that here. And by an obvious impulse move, let's go see. This is let's replay so we don't have all that that information there. There we go. So if this is live, this is an obvious impulse move. An impulse move is that we're forming a fair value gap. There was from the bottom, there was room to the left, right? There's this room over here. Yes, we were there yesterday, but this is enough room to show that, okay, we're buying from here. And then I want to see, so this would be my bottom right around here. Then I want to see the pullback, and there's the pullback, right? So let's stop it right there. Right, I would start it here. I would move it to where we started selling, and I would start looking at this area. Right, it pulled right into the 61.8 area, but did not close below it. So the buyers, as far as I'm concerned over here, are still in control. Let's go another 5 minute. Then it puts in this candle. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it went up here, but it puts in this very wicky candle. And I know it's hard to see with all these drawings, but this wick down here comes down and again doesn't close below. So this could be a long entry. So I would do a long entry, but then I'd say, okay, where would my stop be? Well, it would have to be below the 61.8. And then I'd want to get to 3R before possibly the other area of resistance, which is over here. So this for me would not necessarily be a good trade, but let's see how it played out. There you go. It hit. Sorry, it reversed where I wanted the 3R to be, but my 3 is up here. So yeah, would not have worked. Right? That's the 3R. That's why I'm working on a system that enters right at the 50. But anyway, just go back to live trading.
I guess Tarek is asking it because if you mark the fib on NASDAQ, it would have worked out for the golden zone from that low
From
to the
here.
high when he was asking it. But yes, it's not so that one wasn't at an impulse move,
Yeah.
but it worked anyways.
Yeah. Over here.
Yes.
Yeah. If that's
what he meant.
Yeah, between these two candles, yeah. I would not draw it personally, just because I didn't see the impulse move. This is just an indecision candle, the first one.
It's kind of too small of a range in one direction before the pullback.
Yeah, but it did pull back here. You'd have to zoom in because does it give you an entry? Right? If you have a limit order at 50, right? And that takes a lot of conviction because you've got an order to go long on this fast move down here. But had you taken that, it would have worked. Right? Go over here, put that just below the 60, aim for 3. And 3's right around there. So it would have filled right there and would have gotten 3R on, 2 candles later, 2 5-minute candles later. So yeah, this one would have worked. They work often, but I'm a little bit more choosy with the ones that I actually take. By the way, look at the 2-minute. This is an impulse move on the 2-minute. Right? But I like looking at the 5. Right? And on the 5, there is no impulse move. Zoom into the 2, and if it's something that you guys want to work on, if you zoom in on the 2, and okay, so that is an impulse move. It started right there. Where did it stop? It stopped right here. Move your tool to the right, and entry, if you can find it, is right here. Right? This was the reload. It went up, reloaded, and it reloaded quickly because we came right back down and buyers just swept it up, and off it went for the next move. Aiming for 3 works for me. Aiming for anything more, especially on these tighter ranges, can be dangerous. So thanks for the question. Yeah, and
really appreciate it.
Yeah, I hope I wasn't too long-winded.
No, I took it actually. I took it just to try it.
Yeah.
So I took only one contract.
Yeah.
And
did you enter with a limit entry, Tarek?
I'm sorry, Tony?
Did you enter with a limit entry?
No, I entered on. I saw it happening, so I said, okay, let me look at the 1 minute.
Yeah.
I normally watch the 2 minutes, so I said maybe it will pull back.
Yeah.
On the 1 minute, when it failed to hold the new low, I took it long on this one.
With a market order. Yeah.
With a market order, yes.
Yeah, and the thing is with market orders on here, if you put in a market order near the bottom here, you're often going to get filled way the hell up here. And that's what I've found on TradingView, and it's been annoying. That's why one of the 20 reasons why I'm really trying to finesse my limit order moves, because limit will fill you at the price, or it won't fill you at all. Market will fill you for sure, but it doesn't matter what price it fills, right? And that's the thing. You can be filled way out of there, and then your RVR is off to in no man's land over here. So that's it depends on what you're comfortable with. But this system, the 50% retracement works incredibly well. There's money to be made with something like this. Look at it, and it often.
If you were enter on the 50% retracement on that one where you did Tarek, but with a limit order, the top of the swing low, the top of the swing high gave you 4.76 R with a limit entry from the 50 to the top.
Yeah.
So it's way over 3R.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But Tony, I think you'll agree that it takes practice and it takes conviction to be able to
A lot.
trades.
A lot.
Right?
Yes.
Because I mean, you're putting in an order. Once this top is made, you're putting in an order like when price is all the way up here and your orders are all the way down here.
If you get filled, there is no no backing out from there.
Yeah.
If you're waiting on the candle confirmation and then a close, at least you have something to risk against.
Yeah.
But when something is falling the way, you have nothing to risk against. So it's like tricky, but when it works, it gives you really good RBR.
Yep. Yeah. And it's something that I would suggest to backtest. Right? Backtest. Choose your time frame. It works on the 15-minute. It works on the 30-minute, on the 4-hour. It works on stocks. It works on everything. Right? It works on iPhones. You know what I mean? I'm just being facetious, but it works on things that there's supply and demand. When price gets too high on a certain thing, people are going to stop buying it. But if price comes down, it goes on sale, people are going to jump at it. And what happens to price when everybody jumps back in? Supply comes down, demand goes up, and price goes up. Right? So that's obviously that's a simple explanation, but it works on that as well. So yeah, that's what I suggest is back test it and find out. I don't like this choppiness. Personally, I would not have taken this because I just don't like the way things are forming. But something like this, right, where you see that there's an impulse move and then we come back down and retest it, this one would not have worked. Right? If I had put a limit order over here, right there, with my stop at the 61.8, I would have been stopped out. Right? And if I tried it again, the second, I would have been stopped out again. It wicked down here twice. But if you can be right, I don't know, 40% of the time, it works. So anyway, thanks for that question. I'll just finish with, I see you have previous day high, low PDC on your chart as indicators. They don't work properly. I coded these and they don't work perfectly yet. I will find the time to make sure that that they work. Either that or I'll just go with somebody else's indicator. But I was trying to create one to do exactly as you have for the 4 levels I trade. Anyone you recommend? Yeah, there are. I don't know if anybody else has a recommendation for this indicator that works. Eventually, I want to program pre-market high, pre-market low, yesterday high, yesterday low, PDC, yesterday high, and yesterday low. And those are levels I just like having on my chart. But as far as I'm concerned, right now, I don't know if there's one that works well. It might be a good question to put in the Discord as well, in the questions tab. So it is 10:41. I'm going to walk away, and like I said before, the room remains open. If you have questions, please don't hesitate. It's fantastic to get these questions and get participation. And good luck, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
thank you, Jill. Really appreciate it.
Great. Cheers. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Tarek, and everyone else. Don't hesitate to get on the mic. But I get it. If you don't want to, just use the chat. That's fine. All right. See you later. Thank you. Merci.